A gorilla spends 10 hours a day eating, and that's because it has no choice. Raw food is so hard to break down and so low in calories that a gorilla has to spend most of its life eating just to stay alive. And if you've tried to live the same way, without cooking, just raw food, scientists have calculated you would need to eat for more than 9 hours a day just to get enough calories to survive. You'd have no time to build or learn anything. And so that leaves us to wonder, how did that change? Well, every animal on Earth eats food the way it finds it. Lions eat raw meat, elephants eat raw grass, and chimpanzees eat raw fruit. No animal in the entire history of life on this planet has ever been discovered deliberately transforming its food by cooking it before eating it, except one: humans. Cooking is the most universal human behavior that exists. Every human culture ever discovered, with no exceptions, will cook. Across every continent, every climate, every level of development. Isolated tribes in the Amazon, ancient civilizations in China, hunter-gatherers in the Arctic, all of them cook. A Harvard anthropologist named Richard Wrangham spent decades studying chimpanzees in Uganda, tasting their food and watching them eat. He came to one conclusion: no modern human could survive for long on a chimpanzee's diet. Our jaws are too weak, our teeth are too small, and our guts are too short. We are not built for raw food. But the interesting thing is that we weren't always like this. About 1.8 million years ago, something dramatic happened in the fossil record. A new species appeared, Homo erectus, and it looked much different than everything before it. They had a bigger brain, a smaller jaw, smaller teeth, and a shorter gut. And that all changed at once, in the same transition. When Wrangham looked at this, he saw something that no one had connected before. Every single change on that list corresponded exactly to what you would expect if an ape had switched from raw food to cooked food. Cooking breaks down food before it even enters your mouth. It's like pre-digesting your food. It ruptures cell walls, denatures proteins, and releases calories that would have otherwise passed straight through you. A cooked egg delivers 94% of its protein to your body, but a raw egg only delivers 55%. The same food, but nearly double the nutrition, just from applying heat. And that means you need less gut to process it. And so that energy that was maintaining a massive digestive system suddenly became available for something else: your brain. The brain is the most energy hungry organ in the human body, consuming roughly a fifth of all the calories you eat. And now it finally had enough fuel to grow. The jaw shrank because it no longer needed to chew food for hours. The teeth shrank because food arrived soft, and the gut shrank because fire had already done half of the work. Fire didn't just feed us, it physically rebuilt us. Scientists wanted to prove that cooking actually delivers more energy, not just softer food, but measurably more calories. So they ran an experiment on Burmese pythons. Researchers force-fed pythons first raw steak and then cooked steak. They gave them the same amount, the same snakes, in a controlled condition. And then they measured exactly how much energy each snake burned while digesting it. And the result was that digesting cooked meat required 23% less energy than raw meat. The snake got more out of the cooked food while spending less effort processing it. The calorie benefit of cooking was so clear that it even showed up in a reptile that has been eating raw prey for millions of years. But the proof isn't just in a python, it's in the people alive today. There is a movement of people who choose to eat entirely raw food, no cooking at all. So, researchers studied them, and what they found was interesting. They all lost significant weight, not as a goal, but as an unavoidable consequence. Their bodies simply couldn't extract enough calories from raw food to maintain a healthy weight. And in the largest study of raw foodists ever conducted, half of all women on a completely raw diet stopped menstruating. Their bodies were so starved of usable energy that they shut down the biological systems required for reproduction. The human body in modern day is so dependent on cooked food that without it, it cannot perform its most fundamental biological function. We didn't just start cooking, but we became dependent on it at the level of our DNA. Researchers comparing human genes to chimpanzee genes found specific mutations in humans, changes in how we process cooked food, and date back at least 275,000 years. The adaptations started before modern humans ever existed. Wrangham calculated that once cooking became routine, early humans gained something almost as valuable as the calories themselves, and that was time. 4 extra hours every day that they weren't spent chewing. 4 hours to hunt, to forage, to make tools, talk, think. And the fire created something else that was very valuable, and that was a gathering point. Every campfire is a place where food is prepared and shared, where the group comes together every night around warmth and light for a meal. This is the dinner table. This created a time to share knowledge and ideas every day. And everything that happens around a dinner table, the conversations, the storytelling, the passing of knowledge between generations, it all starts here. Agriculture began roughly 10,000 years ago. Writing began roughly 5,000 years ago, but the campfire began 1.8 million years ago. Every civilization, every idea, every piece of art or science or language that humans have ever produced, all of it traces back not to some great invention or discovery, but to the moment someone held food over a flame and decided to wait. You are not a person who happens to cook. You are a person because your ancestors cooked. The brain you're using right now to watch this, to think about this, to understand any of this, it existed because somewhere 1.8 million years ago, something that was not quite human yet held food over a fire and began to cook. And the body you live in today has been dependent on that moment ever since. And that gap between the humans that cooking made us and the animals that we'd still be without it, that's the blind spot. And it's bigger than any of us can see.